So I'm going to talk about solar chargers in order from smallest to largest. So real quick, this is a small self-powered solar battery bank, and it will charge itself if you leave it out in the sun. It also has fast wireless charging. So if you forget your cable, you lose your cable breaks, it gives you just one more tool against Murphy's Law. You can set it and put your phone, if it supports wireless charging, on the back of this power supply, and it'll fast charge your phone, again, if it supports wireless charging. So this has USB-C input and output, so if you do have the ability to charge it up before a trip, you can. You can fast charge it with USB-C. It has 2 USB outputs, but you can charge this from a larger solar panel, a larger battery bank, which I'll show you in a moment, and this is quite substantial. It's 26,800 milliamp hour capacity. That's about as big as you can bring on a plane. It also has 2 LED lights, kind of convenient. You can hang it with a carabiner. Next is the Goal Zero. So this panel has all kinds of attachments in the back, and what I have it plugged into right now is the Goal Zero battery bank. So you always want to bring plenty of cables. Now there's a couple options. One is to use a 3-in-1. So here's a 3-in-1 cable. This doesn't really do fast charging, but it's good to have at least one of these because it covers your micro USB for most of the peripheral devices, your Lightning for late model Apple devices until they switch to USB-C, and USB-C for Android phones, laptops, anything that is late model USB-C. But if you're trying to fast charge, then that's where you want to get a dedicated USB-C to USB-C cable and a dedicated USB-C to Lightning cable if you're trying to fast charge your Apple devices, your iPads, etc. So what I have here is a Goal Zero. It's about a 20-watt panel, and on the back it has an interface to connect USB cables directly, or you can connect their own Goal Zero cable. So what I'm doing here is, while the sun is out, I'm using this panel to charge the battery, and I tend to go from solar to battery and then to the device. This is kind of like a power conditioner because the fluctuations in a solar panel are pretty substantial, especially right now that I have this one covered. So when you are looking at solar panels, you'll see that there's a range in prices, and that's the same for your house as well. So monocrystalline is considered the most efficient because it's made out of one piece of silicone. If you use polycrystalline, they combine and melt different types of silicone, so it's not as efficient, but it is cheaper. And you can also tell by the hue of it. A solid black one is monocrystalline normally. If it has a bluish hue, that's probably polycrystalline. And then there's also the thin film, which is a new technology, very convenient, but not as efficient. So you have to decide whether your goal is to get the most power in the quickest amount of time, or the lightest, most convenient, most flexible type of panel. And it's probably good to have one of each. So this one is quite a bit smaller than my 60-watt panel. Not as efficient, won't charge as fast, but it's quite light. It folds up. So right now, you know, we're approaching 10 watts and 11 watts. So, you know, not bad, but not great. You can see that with this battery pack at 42%, it is going to take us around 5.5 hours to fully charge this thing in the sun. And considering that it's almost 2 p.m., we're not going to have enough sunlight to charge at that rate. So what you should do is, you know, hang this vertically. They have clips here for a reason. You can put a carabiner on it. Hang this so it's in the direction of the sun. All right, so the point is, you know, you get a faster rate of charge. There's more surface area to absorb the charge with a larger panel. All right, so one of the reasons why you want to have more cables than you think is when the sun is out, you want to be able to harness all that you can. So each one of these panels can charge a battery bank and connect to a USB device. And if you carry, you know, a 3-in-1 USB cable, then you can charge from that one USB port 3 devices. So in this panel, it's a 60-watt panel, and what we're charging below here, keeping it out of the sun, is my Goal Zero. This is a portable battery. It's heavy, but it's got a built-in inverter. It's got a built-in battery management system, and it works with a variety of different solar panels. This is made by Goal Zero, but you don't have to use Goal Zero panels. So this panel comes with adapters, and at this rate, even though the sun is partially blocked by a tree, we're getting around 40 watts. And if I were to, hang this, somewhere where it's more angled, let's see if the watts go up. So you can hang this, off a car, off a tree branch, and it's going to generate quite a bit more than you would with the smaller solar panels. So what I'm doing is harnessing as much as I can while the sun is out. So I'm charging this battery pack, which will get me through the night for almost all my devices. It'll charge a laptop several times. But while I'm plugged in and charging my battery bank, I also have the USB cables plugged in. So I can charge 3 USB devices, has 3 USB ports in addition to the adapter cable, which will charge my battery bank. So you can see here, while I'm charging that, I'm charging this headlamp. That's full now. If I wanted to, I could also charge my phone using the USB-C cable, or I could use that to charge a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro that has USB-C port. This is kind of overheating, but it's charging. You see what kind of charging rate I'm getting. All right, so right now the Mac is charging from the sun at 12 watts. All right, so a couple of things you can use with your USB chargers and why I prefer everything to be USB rechargeable rather than with batteries. This is a portable jump starter for your car. It's pretty amazing. So what you do is, if your car battery is dead, which everything depends on being able to start your car in order to use your car as a generator or just drive it somewhere, this will jump your car. So you plug in these jumper cables, and it's a lot safer than just using jumper cables to jump your own car. And it's also advantageous because if you're stranded somewhere and you have jumper cables but no car to jump your car with, you're out of luck. This is a way to jump your own car. You attach the positive to the positive, negative to ground or your chassis, and you can jump your own car. But if this thing's dead, then you can charge it with a USB cable. So you could charge this from the sun. You plug in your solar panel or plug it into your battery that you charged. That's why everything needs to be USB rechargeable. Here's another example. These are waterproof, windproof, no butane, no wick lighters. So incredibly durable. All you need is the battery charge, and it'll last you a while, but eventually the battery's going to die. So if you have your USB cable, you can charge it from the sun, charge it from your battery. You need to start a fire and you don't have matches, or your matches got wet. These are water resistant, pretty much waterproof. Comes with some 550 cable that actually you could use to light. Another cool thing is having these portable batteries. So harness all you can. Keep everything plugged in during the day. Suck up as much free energy as you can. The sun is free, it comes out every day. It might be cloudy one day or several days, so get as much as you can so you can recharge your headlamps, your water purification pens. This is a UV light water purifier. Again, USB chargeable. So same thing, use your USB cable. This is handy to have as well. You always want to cover all your bases. So if you do have access to an outlet, if you're going out, don't just make things as hard as possible on yourself. Make things as easy as you can. So the night before, when you have access to an outlet, plug this in. Charge up your batteries from the wall. And the reason it's covered in duct tape is not because it's broken. It's because this is a handy way to carry, 20 odd feet of duct tape. Just wrap it over and over and over again so you don't have to carry the reel, which takes up a lot of space, even if there's just a little bit of duct tape left. This one, the more you use, the less remains, the more compact it becomes. And lastly, this is a Garmin Tiny Communicator. this could really save your life. USB rechargeable doesn't do you any good if it's dead, so you need to have some kind of USB solar battery backup power gen. So, I sell a backup power kit. I can design one for you for your home too, so you can use your car as a generator. Tell me what size you need. In other words, how many watts you need. Find out what appliances you want to power. If it's like a sub-zero fridge, I'd recommend getting the 5,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. You can run that off your car, so your car becomes a generator. But the point is, you don't want to just have an exhaustible power supply. You don't want to just store batteries, not only because they run out, but you'll probably have the wrong type of battery when you need it the most. You'll probably have AA when you need C. So make sure you do more than just store batteries. They have a shelf life, and once they're used up, they're of no use to you. If you want to use rechargeable batteries, they do sell USB powered battery rechargers, so you can recharge your AA's, C's, etc. But make it easier yourself. Eliminate the variables, or at least reduce them. Go with USB rechargeable power. Try to find USB-C whenever it's available, because it has the fastest charging rate of micro USB or Lightning. And if you can, try to test everything in your backyard or go camping, see what it really takes to charge a laptop. In this case, I'm charging so all of my devices, whether I need them or not, can be charged from the sun using battery backup. Use the panels during the day. Make sure you're feeding them into a battery storage, topping that off every day. While it's plugged into that battery, you can plug devices into the battery itself. So you can see here, while it's charging from the sun, you can still plug in your USB devices here. You could even run the inverter if there's AC devices. They take up a lot of energy, but you're gonna have a surplus of sun during the day. So have everything plugged in while you have the sun out. Get that max charge, make sure everything's topped off, and make sure you have a surplus of USB cables. USB cables are pretty easy to destroy. Some of them, the braided ones, tend to be stronger. The more expensive cables usually tend to be better. DeWalt, in my opinion, makes the strongest cables. But don't try to save money on your USB cables or your battery backup, because it'll fail you when you need it the most. Go with the best quality you can afford rather than the cheapest price. Not all solar panels are the same. Some are much cheaper than the others. With the water, you don't want to have just one method. 2 is one is none. So I have this UV sterilizing pen. I also have this bottle that has an automatic filter in it. So I can just go down to a pond, I can go to a river. So when I travel, I always bring one of these for the water. And it's great in the airport, it's great in the hotel, sketchy water. And if you just truly run out of water, back of the toilet tank, you can get water out of that. You could run your AC, get water out of that. You could get water out of a water heater. I mean, those aren't ideal, but it's certainly better than not having water, or having that water and not having the ability to filter it. So you need a water bottle anyway when you travel. Bring one of these. And bring a solar panel and an adapter kit. A lot of hotels have USB adapters, so you charge your battery if that's available. But if it's not, you don't want to bring all the voltage converters. Those will fail you when you need them. Failed me numerous times in the past, and I had nothing to charge my laptop with. Instead, you bring a solar panel and you bring a battery pack, a small one like this one. The sun is just the same in Europe, in Asia, as it is here. And you can charge the device just the same as you could there, as long as there's sun, as you can here. So you charge your battery at night if you have power in the hotel, and then you have power during the day. If you don't have power in your hotel, then you charge your battery during the day with your solar panel. But you're never unprepared. You're never left to depend on someone else or something else. It's all foreseeable. Put the odds in your favor. Better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. And another cool thing is for camping or just an emergency grid down situation, solar oven.